Good morning from Oakwood. That's right, it's on our bucket list for I don't know how long now. We have never been to the park, believe it or not. 30 years of visiting theme parks, we've never been, but we are finally in South Wales and we are at Oakwood. The ride you see behind me is Drenched. Oh yes, and sadly Drench will not be open today. Now Wales are still in some kind of restricted lockdown, therefore for social distancing purposes Drench isn't open. I don't know whether it needs a certain amount of people now to ride it. They are leaving gaps in rides and things, so sadly Drenched isn't on the list. However, realistically, we've come here for Megaphobia and we've come here for speed. That's it. That's pretty much what we've come here for. Two coaster creds that have eluded me, two good coaster creds, or apparent good coaster creds, that have eluded me for many, many years. We will be getting on today. They are indeed open. So we know that Drench is closed. We know the Huss drop tower is closed. Didn't know it was a Huss. It's Jordan told me that. Thanks, Jordan. It's been refurbished for like years, but still doesn't work. So that will be closed. The pirate ship sadly closed today. That was due to be open. And there is something else closed as well. I can't remember what it was, but there is something else closed as well. But there are still some things open. Boy Genius?
Yeah.
You've been missing from the last couple of vlogs, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
Yep.
Are you looking forward to it?
Very.
Which ride are you looking forward to the most?
Megaphobia.
You're looking forward to Megaphobia the most?
Yeah.
I agree. I'm looking forward to Megaphobia the most as well. This is the apparent best #1 wooden roller coaster in the UK. So yeah, I can't wait to get on it. Now Kurt, I've sent him back to the car for something, so he is here as well. We're gonna have a family day out at Oakwood in South Wales for the first time ever. Join us, join us. Hopefully it's gonna be a cracking day. Right, Kurt, you've joined us from the car. Now then, we don't know where we're going, in fairness, do we? Nope. So we've just kind of picked a route. Unfortunately from here we can see Wizzy Dizzy, which looks interesting. We can see, of course, Megaphobia, and that's our very, very first sight of Megaphobia, Kurt.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I mean, it does look really quite something. We've got a little toboggan here. I didn't realise I had a toboggan here, to be honest. So I'm quite excited for the toboggan. And over there we can see Speed. Now, there is the drop tower. We know that's shut. The pirate ship, I believe, is behind it somewhere. We know that's shut. I think we're going to start with Megaphobia.
Yeah.
Will it live up to its hype?
Hopefully.
I have to say, everyone's hyped about this ride, everyone. And I really don't mind wooden coasters. I just don't like jolty ones that make my brain feel like they're going to fall out. Let's see what Megaphobia's got to it. Here it is, Megaphobia. The ride everyone talks about. The big deal. The icon of Wales. Does look, I have to say, it does look quite something, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it really does.
At the bottom there. And the fact, I don't know, the lake, the nature.
Well, you can't see much of it, to be fair, by the looks of things. I know the queue goes around there, but I think from what I've seen of videos of this, you can't see an awful lot of it. So we'll watch it come down, we'll go back, we'll watch it go over, and we'll watch it come back round here. I don't know which way it comes from. We'll watch it come back round here. It is only on one train. We can see it's on one train. As you can see, they are leaving gaps. It's definitely got a woody sound to it. So I reckon it's going to come from the right, Kurt. That looked quite quick. That looked quite quick, didn't it? Here it comes. Right, and off it goes. Time to ride. Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's do Megaphobia for the first time ever. here is the bobsleigh. We've just come from Megaphobia, but we're just kind of thinking now we should quickly hop on the bobsleigh. That looks quite fun, doesn't it, Kurt? Let's see if we can see someone whizzing down here. We went on these at Robin Hill on the Isle of Wight, and that one was massive compared to this one. It's quite a small one. But you've never been on one, have you?
No.
You've never been on one. You see the lift in the background with people sort of going up. Try and get a better view from the other side, I think, in a minute. But I don't know where everyone's gone. Where are they all gone, Kurt?
Some guy coming down now.
How slow can you go down a bobsleigh? How slow will Cody go?
I want to go slow.
You want to go slow?
No, I won't.
Oh, you won't be going slow. We'll just wait for someone to come around. For those who haven't seen this, you literally sit on a little sled. There's no seat belts or anything. You're a little lever. Forward goes faster, and you pull it back, and you go really slow. So I can see that one coming around there is going really, really slow. So if you were behind her, you'd probably be a little bit upset because he wants to fly around those corners.
Oh, and he's had to slow down for her.
And he's definitely had to slow down for her. Bless her. He's not waiting for anyone. Right, we've done it.
Yes.
We've done Megaphobia. We did it twice. We actually were so lucky, weren't we? So we did back row first time, complete fluke, and then we ended up on front row, complete fluke. They have got a row completely out, and you are leaving gap for social distancing on there.
And one train.
And one train. We only queued about 10 minutes actually, which isn't too bad. I wouldn't say the park's rammed. This reminds me very much of Pleasurewood Hills, where you think that it should probably be busier than what it is, especially on a Sunday at the end of July when the sun's out. And you know, yeah, but there we go, there it is. What do we think? Right, Cody, let's start with you.
Back row was horrible.
Yep.
Front row was alright.
It was alright. Kurt?
Yeah, back row was quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The front row was quite good actually.
Yeah.
It's moving it out quite a lot being at the front. A little bit rattly, but it's alright.
So obviously everyone rants about Megaphobia, and it's the very first time we've been on it. And I kind of echo that. I think the back row was very Big Dipperish.
Yeah.
You know, there were moments of, yeah, this is all right, and moments of, Jesus, I know this is a wooden roller coaster, but come on, it should not be that uncomfortable. And front row was polar opposites.
Yeah, it was quite good actually.
Polar opposites. Front row was smooth. It did seem to lack from a bit of airtime, potentially.
Yeah.
I think where the back end sort of had to catch up front end, it didn't seem to, I don't know.
Help you were so squished.
No, yeah, I mean, it's really, really tight. I don't know, I have to be honest. You know, people have been going on about Megaphobia for years. Come and ride Megaphobia. You know, the only wooden coaster you want to go on, the UK's best. To be fair, it was the UK's pretty much only wooden roller coaster. I prefer Wicker Man.
Apart from Wicker Man and Blackpool, it's...
I prefer Wicker Man. I think Wicker Man has vibrations, but not jolts. Even at the back, front, back, middle, no matter where you go on Wicker Man, it's got vibrations, but not jolts, which is what I would class as a good wooden experience.
Big Dipper and Grand National.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would class the vibrations as a good wooden experience, not the sudden jolts of where I think my brain's going to leave my head. So yeah, it was
the arm bruises from
you know, from trying to just keep your arms in best you can, but there's no space to do so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not as up with it as what I hoped I would be. I'm not as like, let's go back on it, I want to ride it again, as you know, I was Wicker Man. But there we go. It's going to be an unpopular opinion. I know everyone likes Megaphobia. You know, everyone's like, it's the best, it's the best. It's been in the top 10 in the world back in the day. It's fine. You know, I don't mind wooden roller coaster. I've ridden some really, really uncomfortable ones. You know, from Magnum Colossus in Spain, right the way to the original Gwazi, which actually I didn't think was too bad. A lot of people moaned about that, but I really enjoyed that. There's some good ones at Portaventura as well. I just think that it's an average ride. There we go. I said it. I said it, Kurt. I said it, Cody. Might not be popular, but I think it's average.
It's still good though.
It's still a good ride. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll still be going back again.
Yeah, we will go and ride it again. But would you make a day trip for this? No, no. Now then, we've come to use the use of facilities, and then we're going to head down to Speed. So Speed is one that I don't actually have many high hopes for, mainly because the Eurofighters have all been really, like, desperately uncomfortable in my life. So I don't have a lot of high hopes for Speed. Maybe it will surprise us. perhaps. But yeah, Megaphobia, I'm sorry, I just think it was average. Now this is our first look at speed no limits. I have to say, it's bigger than I thought it was. That loop looks massive, and that airtime hill looks insane, Kurt. Oh look, we've got some construction. Don't see that very often. So of course it's not a temporary one, this one, Kurt.
No.
It is proper concreted into the floor. I don't know what to expect. What do you think? I don't know what to expect. It's much bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, that was quite good to be honest.
Much bigger. What do you think, Cod?
Airtime hill looks like it could be forceful.
Right. Okay. Well, it's speed time. Speed no limits. Let's see what this bad boy's got.
Can't see, the sun is like well immersed. There is the mighty speed, which we've just come off. What do you think of speed?
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. Better than Saw.
That was really good actually. No, I'm quite shocked. It was actually smooth. There was no jolting and quite forceful.
That is undoubtedly my favourite ride here that we've been on so far. We've only got little rides left to do, to be fair. That was incredible. I had really high hopes for Megaphobia, but just found it a little bit average, to be honest with you. And speed, I wasn't really sure. You know, these girths that we've been on, Saw is
Uncomfortable.
unbearable. Quite simply unbearable. That ride should have been sorted from the word go. It's just unbearable. And Rage is all right, isn't it? It's all right, Rage. But, you know, it's a travelling ride, Rage.
It's a lot smaller.
It's a lot smaller. That thing looks really imposing when you walk up to it. And when you're on it, wow. Wow. Now it does have the slowest lift hill of what I've ever seen, to be fair. And it really does build tension. It's about a 45-second lift hill. But once you're at the top, you realise, I don't actually know the height of this, because we can't check, we've got no phone reception here, so we can't really check. I think it's bigger than Saw, I'm pretty sure it is. And it looks so intimidating, and you hit the bottom with such forces, and then hit the airtime hill. The airtime hill is mental. Absolutely mental. I can't explain it other way. You then go to a turnaround point where you look at the track on the ride and think, oh God, this is really gonna hurt. But it doesn't, it glides around it into the vertical loop, and the loop again is awesome. From here you have a mid-section brake run before going into an inline twist and a couple of helixes back. The last helix as well, Kurt, is really intense, really, really intense. I have to say, I love it. Love it. I think that is a fantastic 114 foot, so it is slightly taller than Saw, but I think that ride is absolutely fantastic. I really, really enjoyed Speed. Really thought it was brilliant. Really thought it was brilliant, Todd. He's gone.
I'm choking on water.
You're choking on water.
Yeah, I did exactly that.
Good lad.
Right, it's 16 foot taller.
We will definitely be going on that again. unnecessary.
Oh my god.
Right, Kurt is dragging us on Tink's flying school because he's really interested.
Why not?
On the steering aspect of it. This thing must be old. Must be old, Kurt.
Yeah, it does look good.
But we've got some drying off to do after the log flume. So in fairness,
Oh,
flying through here, Cody,
Might help.
might help. Are we having one each?
Yeah.
I think we probably can. There's no one really here. Nice little bits of theming around that, shouldn't there? A little Tinkerbell on top. I mean, it is Tink's flying something. What was it?
Don't know.
What was it, Kat? Tink's flying.
School? I don't know.
It was Tink's flying something, wasn't it? Well, let's go on. Let's do it. Let's get on. He went on alone, didn't he, Cody?
Yeah, totally.
All alone. And now he's stuck.
Yep.
So we're just going to walk off and leave him there, I think. Should we go?
Might as well.
Right, what is a Neverland chase? I don't think I can bring myself to go on that one, Cod. Looks like a little tracks ride, doesn't it? That's quite well themed, look. They're like wood fonts. It's quite well themed. You small enough to go on that?
Am I?
I don't think you are.
No.
How was that, Kat?
That was good,
So it
actually.
is Tink's flying school.
Yeah.
So we've done 2 rides in this area. We did Skull Rock first. Should we talk about Skull Rock first?
A little bit wet.
So there's a little wetometer at the front. It says you may get wet on it. We got absolutely soaked. Obviously it's the first time we've been on any of these rides, so we didn't really know what to expect, to be honest with you. Short queue, only 2 boats. They have to wait until the boats come down the drop before they can send the other boat. I don't know why. So you go around the back, you enter the shed, and it's like a little Peter Pan themed area. There is a really random like hose pipe drip
Just coming from the ceiling.
just coming from the ceiling, which went right in my right
quite
shoe.
steady, though,
Anyone that
isn't it?
follows the channel knows how I feel about wet feet. Not impressed, Kurt. Not impressed, Cody.
No.
From then you go around a few scenes. I mean, they're all right. They're quite harmless scenes, to be honest. And then you climb and then go down the drop. We got soaked.
We did get
Absolutely soaked. May get wet. My what's it? Soaked. Now, I will say Cody and I were in the front, and there's a little rest, shall we say, for the middle person. Oh my God, that is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had in my back. It was so sharp and uncomfortable. So yeah, it wasn't a very overly pleasant experience. Not the worst ride we've been on, but not the most overly pleasant experience. And then of course, Kurt wanted to go on Tink's flying school.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it was probably more fun than it should have been.
Yeah.
So as it swings around, you use your little paddle and you swing in and out.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was great fun.
Puts balloon school at Legoland.
It does put, exactly, yeah, it does put balloon school to shame. And don't get me wrong, I think it's quite an old ride. It did make some noises. Made some noises, Cod. Did make some noises, but that was stupidly fun.
It was
Stupidly fun. Now, when it comes to Neverland, actually, it's quite well themed in here, isn't it? I mean, there are a few
it's nice,
breakage
actually.
bits, but it actually does look really nice. A little Neverland chase is a little track ride. We're not going to go on that today. You know, when you look at the skull over here, you'll have seen it from when we filmed the drop. It looks really nice. It looks really good. And it does look quite good inside as well, to be honest with you. The little coaster over the back there as well, little crocodile coaster. Of course, we're not going on that today, but that's really well themed. It's a nice looking area. It's a nice looking area, isn't it?
Yeah.
It flows really nicely. I'm not too sure about these bits with the weeds and things. I think there could be more of a focal point going in there.
We have one bin in the whole area.
And bins and sanitizer is always a problem we found walking around here. But actually, I really enjoyed that, Kurt.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So as we walk around here for Neverland, back towards the entrance, what do we have? I have a nice fascia on there. Looks Havoc.
I'm not sure what that is.
I have no idea what that is. Is it open? No, so that's not open. So it's 30-minute time slots. So I don't have genuinely no idea what that is. But it's not open, I'm guessing.
Play area.
It's a play area. Right, it's a play area. Right, it's a play area. Right, we get it now.
Not very clear.
It's not very clear, no. We have found out about a few things though, haven't we?
Yes.
Not very clear. Which side of the coast do we get off? Not overly clear. You've got a few juvenile rides here. It does look really nice actually. It does look, you know, quite smart. We think there's a little walk through here. So we're going to have a little look. But yeah, all the houses are nicely done. The entranceway, we'll show you that on the way out because we did just kind of rush in to do the log flume. But yeah, let's see if we can go through here. Let's go have a look. Right, now then, here we go. We're walking through...
Something.
Are we going to say this is Peter Pan's house?
You're dreaming.
I don't know where we're walking through. I should probably be slightly more educated in these things, but I'm not. This is a nice set though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks quite nice, some nice little lights. There's like little Tinkerbell lights here, look.
Wow.
Oh, that's a nice effect, look at that. Oh, it's gone. Come back.
Go back, I think there's a sensor.
We've got a sensor, hang on. There we go, got a sensor. Look at that, look. That's really cool. Yeah, so it's like you're flying over.
And this looks really nice.
Yeah, it looks really nice. I like that. And there we go. Where have we come out? We've come back out round here. Oh, okay. Exactly where we were. So, I mean, here's the entrance to Neverland. I have to say, it does look really good. Like, really, really good. And we've obviously, we just walked around and come back. We're just walking back now just so we can show the entrance. But yeah, really good. Really enjoyed it. Neverland, what do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Actually. Yeah? What do you think, Cod? What do you think of Neverland?
It's nice.
Yeah, that's a really nice themed area. Really impressed with the journey as well. Right, now we're done with the bottom end of the park. We are going to go into Spooky Street, which I think is the last part of the park we haven't experienced. There is a coaster here that was James and the Giant Peach for about a week and is now not, because they didn't seem to have that license very long. It's now something. What's it called, Kurt? It's now roller coaster themed to something. Something. He's finding out. Creepy crawler. Oh, no, it's not that. Well, this is awkward.
Some kind of weird trampolines as well.
Did you find out? Cool. So there's a roller coaster down here, which we don't know what it's called, and it's got a green colour scheme with a rusty brown track and a bright blue stairwell. So it's definitely got a look to it. It's got some nice spooky bits in there. I like that pumpkin actually, Kurt. I quite like that pumpkin. So let's go through and let's see what's in this area, because I have no idea. No idea what's down here. So the guys climbed Vertigo just to have a look at the mechanism. That's a no from me. He looks quite happy, but that's still a no from me.
Does it?
What do you think? Would you do it?
No way.
Would you do it? So we're in the queue for Spooks 3D. Know absolutely nothing about it. We've been here 5 minutes, it hasn't moved, but yeah, look at that. Hope he gets it working. It's a long walk up there for nothing. that's the end of Spooky 3D. Oh, it is a bit sunny out here. Got a little witch's teacup here. We've got the Haunt pizzeria over there. But yeah, that was Spooky 3D. What do you think, Kurt?
It was actually quite well detailed in there.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Slightly confused.
Yeah. Okay. So you put 3D glasses on to go in, which is fine. It's using a lot of ultraviolet and a lot of light, so I don't know how much you'll see on the video, to be honest. That's as bright as we can get it. Some of the effects are really nice. The little bubbles at the beginning, the little dots was a really nice effect. And it's just really random. I don't know. I didn't really have a storyline, I wouldn't say. It's just really random. I'm not offended by it, but I just don't get it. Now there are a lot of temporary looking queue lines. I don't know whether it always looks like that. But we were a bit unsure where to go. That one doesn't lead anywhere. This one does lead here. And it's just in there. So we just queued a few people. It's free trains, isn't there? So just queued a few people. And we go. See,
About 10 minutes.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Yeah, and the Haunt Pizzeria, which is a pizza place. So we are going to try and work out. We've got trampolines there. We've set a little witch's brew here. We're going to work out. I don't think the coaster's open.
It was just going round.
Oh, was it just going round?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to find the coaster, don't we? Let's see if we can find the coaster. Right, Kurt spotted it. The creepy crawler through the pumpkin. Just a bigger sign. Oh, it's quite nice. Well, we think this is the coaster. We don't really know, to be honest with you.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, have a good idea. We're going to get over in company.
Oh. Oh, I can hear it. Oh my god, that thing is loud as. We've made it. Where's he going? What's he doing? What are you doing? You muppet. You absolute muppet. Right, creepy crawly. So there is the creepy crawly. So while it climbs up and we watch it go round, we've got a nice little fascia out here actually, which I quite like. And the building over there is really nice as well with the entrance. Once you're behind that wall, it does look like a derelict building site. Doesn't it really? It's got a very odd over-the-shoulder restraint design, which is not needed. There's no inversion. There's no inversion. We'll get Kurt's opinion in a minute. There's no inversion on it. So what have we got? 4, 8, 12 riders. I don't think the back is working at the moment. They wouldn't load it when we were on there. It's a bit of a shame when it looks behind, because they've done quite a lot here. We showed you the inside bit, and then yeah, when you're on the coaster, it doesn't look great, does it?
No.
Right, so we're going to walk out of here now. We've done that. We've done the Spooky 3D. So we're going to head now out of the Spooks area. What do you think, Kurt?
Oh, it was horrible. Yeah, it was terrible. I genuinely wouldn't go back on that, and I say that about no coaster.
That's some harsh criticism there from Kurt.
Genuinely, the hard restraint comes straight down, and because my shoulders are too tall, just literally digs in.
Cody,
All right.
Yeah.
what do you think of it?
There's no theming once you get past that barrier.
There's no theming, but the actual ride. What do you think of the ride?
Cramped foot space, but it was nice.
Lost my
It was
chin
nice.
as well.
I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. I can't even sugarcoat that. It's smooth. It's really, really smooth. I like the little jolts at the bottom because it really adds a bit of force to it.
Yeah, it really digs the restraint into my shoulders.
I mean, Kurt is a bit taller than me now, so you know, I can kind of understand what he's saying. I got a little bit of padding as well on my bit at the front.
Yeah, I didn't get any padding.
So Kurt didn't have any padding, so my knee was hitting padding, so I was all right.
My knee was smashing into a metal bar.
And Kurt was on metal bars. I loved it. I really enjoyed that coaster. Really enjoyed it. That's like shock of the day. Shock of the day. Oh dear. Now then, we did go on this earlier, and as we're walking past it, we thought we'd wait for a review. What do we think of the toboggan?
Really
Your
good,
first
actually.
one.
Nice little toboggan.
Very good.
Yeah, you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You went quite quick. So Cody went first. I followed him, and Kurt brought up the rear.
Yep.
You went quite quick, didn't you? I didn't catch him, which I was expecting to catch him. I was expecting him to go really conservative. But he didn't. But it does get a long queue. We did look at it much earlier, and when we got on it, because it is going to get a long queue because it's single riders. I think you can do 2 riders if you got a young kid. But yeah, it's all right. It's nowhere near as big as the one on Robin Hill, but really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. And I'm surprised because I didn't realise it was here. So here's Megaphobia again. Average. Average. Just to upset everyone once more. Now we've definitely got some more things we want to do. We will show you around the top end of the park. We haven't showed you around the top end where the closed rides are, but there are some paddle boats around the side there as well, which we want to go on, isn't there? Yeah. So we want to go on the paddle boats around the side. We're debating on Wizzy Dizzy, aren't we? Yeah. We are debating on Wizzy Dizzy. It's not a Zamberla one, and it looks awful. It genuinely looks awful. So I think it depends on what the queue is before we decide to go on that. But yeah, we are going to show you around the closed rides at the moment. We've got the Treetops coaster to go on. We haven't been on that yet, and we want some re-rides on Speed. But should we go and look at the paddle boats first?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to cycle, aren't you?
Sure.
Sure. Now here is Bounce. Bounce, I don't know. Let's have a look what they've put. So in May 2019 we commenced a major refurbishment on Bounce. The ride closed in 2016. Unbelievably, they've got this Huss Tower here which closed 5 years ago. Whilst we were ambitious with our timescales and counted a few hurdles, we haven't foreseen losing the last 12 months to COVID-19 lockdowns. You may see the ride running today during your visit, doing daily operations, cycles, testing, engineering, training staff. So what they're saying is it is ready to open again, but not until restrictions are lifted, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, because it looks like it's been running, definitely. It's got sandbags there. The sign says you may see it running as well. I think much the same with Drench. So Drench looks like it could be running, doesn't it?
Got all the water running.
All the water's running, everything's going. And this ride hasn't run in years, apparently. Absolute years.
Yeah, 5 years since it was last open to guests.
So yeah, odd one. I don't know how much money they spent on it, but I sure hope it works out for them. Over the back is the pirate ship. That is closed today. That should be open, but that is closed today. And then we've got a couple of water slides and a shooting range down there. We're going to try and find the paddle boats, and then we're going to hit the Treetops coaster, and then we're on re-rides, Kurt.
Yep.
Re-rides all the way.
Re-rides.
Boats. We have found the boats, Kurt. So one of you in each of those seats, me in the front.
Okay.
I drove here today. Although Kurt could have driven now. He drives now. He drives. 17 driving. He could have drove, but he didn't offer, so I drove today.
What?
Yeah.
Sad times.
Yeah, it's all about him.
I don't mind driving.
It's all about him, Cody. He doesn't care about us.
Yeah.
As long as he's alright, so does everyone else. Alright guys, how are we doing?
That's a lot of effort, actually.
Your legs hurt. We've just left the station. Why do your legs hurt already?
Cody, you can go slower, it's okay.
You can go a bit slow if you want. Ah, this is the life.
I think I'm not doing anything.
We could do a POV if you want. So, there is Megaphobia. Oh. That's probably the best shot we've had of Megaphobia all day. There it goes. We might catch it. There's an island coming up. Here it comes. Go on then, go, go, go. Here it goes. Hey, well done boys, well done. Your stars. Right, stay out the weeds. And there are a lot of weeds.
I mean,
You can't really stay out the weeds, we're going through weeds.
Oh, little duckies, look.
Oh, it's getting harder to pedal.
Yeah, this isn't the most ideal area for a boat, I wouldn't say. How are we doing, guys? Anyway, there's Megaphobia. There's a nice little dragonfly. Look at him, look. Bye-bye. I'll land on Kurt. He's as well. You right there?
Oh my God.
And Megaphobia flying around the track. How was the pedalling, Kurt?
Well, it's actually quite difficult.
It's quite difficult. Cody?
not that difficult.
That was good though. Yeah, because
I have a feeling that Cody wasn't doing anything, Kurt was doing it all. That was my feeling sitting there watching whilst I was doing nothing.
I just let my feet go around with it.
That sounds like Cody.
Makes it look like I'm doing
Now we got soaked on the log flume area there, so I'm not sure I want to do those actually. But we do want to do the treetops coaster, so that is our next stop. And I think that's our final ride.
yeah.
Then we're on rewrites. What are we going to rewrite? What do you think of the treetops coaster?
That was good. Nice little coaster.
Yeah, nice little coaster. Yep. I'm assuming it's the same as Rattlesnake at Pleasurable Hills. It looks like it, feels like it. I'm not 100% sure if it's a mirror model. Someone let me know in the comments. I'm sure you guys will. Re-ride's time. We want something to eat first. We did know it's a bit hit and miss to what's open.
Yeah.
We went to get ice cream, then no chocolate. But there is a place around here. So we're going to go around by speed and just see whether or not we can get some food. And then we're going to hit re-rides, which will probably, Kurt, start with this bad boy. What do you think then, Cody? What do you think?
It's great.
How good is that?
That is brilliant.
Absolutely mental. Oh my god, that thing is mental. Even better, it sounds like a B&M roaring around the track. It really does sound like Nemesis roaring around the track. That thing is incredible, really is incredible. That drop is something else. That's the tallest of any of the Eurofighters we've got in the country. And then followed by that bunny hop, that airtime hill there. Oh dear, oh dear. The turnaround point, which we will look at closely just in just a second, followed by a vertical loop, followed by a brake run, in line, and then the helix. And this bottom of this helix here, again, is really, really intense. Honestly, I love this ride. Easily my favourite ride here. Easily my favourite ride here. Exceeded all expectations. Where perhaps Megaphobia didn't, this 100% has exceeded my expectations. I think it's a cracking ride. Now, don't get me wrong, this fence is quite low. Bearing in mind there's ladders, you know, so I could quickly run up there now and I could run onto there while the train's going round. And there's nothing stopping me. I could run over there now because the door's open and climb up there and no one would, I don't think they would notice, to be honest with you, if I did that. So I don't quite know how they've managed to get away with that, given some of the accidents that some of the other parks have. But maybe people aren't that stupid in Wales and it's never been done. That's all I can guess. That's all I can guess, Kurt. Yeah. That's all I can guess. But speed, love it. Absolutely love it. A fantastic roller coaster. Really does put Saw to shame, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Well, Rage is a little travelling model, so I understand that. When you think Saw as a custom model, I mean, this bit here. Oh, when you think Saw as a custom model, then, you know, you kind of like look at it and think it should be better. And I know people love Saw. I can't get my head around why, to be honest. It's so uncomfortable and it just shouldn't behave like it does. But look at that bunny hill. Airtime hill, whatever you want to call it these days. And then the turnaround point looks from here. I mean, when you look at it from here, it looks like it should hurt, but it doesn't. It glides around it. Glides around it before hitting this massive vertical loop. Simply stunning, genuinely simply stunning. Now, I don't know what used to be here. It certainly wasn't this by the looks of the ground. I thought it was Wizzy Dizzy, but it might be Diz Wiz something. And this is a disco ride. Now, it's not a Zamberla ride. It is a knockoff. And you can kind of see that, really, because it don't really do anything, Kurt.
What was that?
I don't know, it's got no real...
round. There was something else there.
Yeah, something round was there beforehand. Well, we've never been to the part before, we don't know. But it doesn't get a lot of height at all, as you can see. But there it is. It does spin alright though. We might give it a bash. But quite honestly, it's not top of our list of rides to do. He went on again on his own. That's the second time he's been on.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's no stopping him. There's no one there to scream. It's good though, they've got a little DJ going, look. He's loving life. He's gonna trash all our footage this afternoon. Does look good though, doesn't it? There you go, Kurt. There you go. So here is the Dizzy disc. I keep calling it Wizzy Dizzy, but it's a Dizzy disc. It still hasn't stopped. It's been turning like that for quite a while now. But yeah, you know, it's another flat ride for the park. The DJ's in full flow as well. Seagulls are everywhere. There are seagulls everywhere. But we're going back to Speed. That is our next stop. That is one we definitely want to ride again. And we're going to head round there.
In keeping with Welsh Government requirements, masks must be worn in all indoor areas.
And there's the exit there. Right. You get an ice cream. I think we'll sum it up, Kurt. That's it for our very first Oakwood adventure here in South Wales. It's been a park we've been meaning to get through for years and years and years and never really got here, but we've taken the opportunity to come to Wales and Oakwood is our first stop. Now then, we got a bit of a mixed review on the park, to be honest. Actually, the park is a little bit bigger than I expected, considerably bigger than I expected. And it's better themed than I expected as well, to be honest. You know, I know they've gone through some changes with the roll dial area, which is now spooky, but There are some nice touches around, and then there are some not so nice touches around. It does remind me very much of an independent theme park, to be honest with you. One that kind of wants to make a great impression, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't come off. The atmosphere here is really good. There is some wonderful music for the areas, and the DJ's just started down by Megaphobia as well. He is brilliant, really, really brilliant. Bringing up the atmosphere. The park is open till 8 PM, although we're not staying till 8 PM. The park is open till 8 PM. So fantastic, really is. On the ride count, it's been disappointing that some rides are closed, although we did know that Drenched here is closed, and the Bounce is closed. We knew they were closed already. It's disappointing that, you know, Drench is listed as closed due to COVID-19 restrictions. They are still leaving massive gaps on the roller coasters, but no one needs to wear a mask. No one needs to wear a mask at all. So maybe that could be avoided. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not been like super busy, to be perfectly honest with you. But it is disappointing that Drench is running here and it's not running at the same time. They are repainting it by looks of things. It's going blue from yellow, so they are repainting it. The pirate ship was down, which was unexpected. They did let us know at the gate. Again, we can't do anything about closed rides. Although it's disappointing, I kind of get why some people might be a little upset with it. In terms of the ride count, actually there's more here than what I thought there was. Toboggan was fantastic fun. You know, really unexpected, really unexpected. Spooky 3D was a little bit weird, but actually quite good fun. I enjoyed the creepy cooler coaster, even though Kurt didn't. I thought that was really smooth and great. When we get to the big rides, Speed tops out at, you know, easily the best Eurofighter I've been on, and such a thrilling, intense experience. I really enjoyed Speed. Would be worth coming to the park alone. When it comes to other rides that are a bit supporty, the Whiz Disco, awful attraction, really is awful attraction. And of course, most of all, and I know it's going to upset a lot of people, Megaphobia. You know, we've just been on Megaphobia as our last ride. It's so overrated. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it. We're not a connoisseur of wooden coasters by any means, but I've been on a fair few, and that is really overrated. You know, at the back of the car is unrideable. It is as bad as the Grand National at the back of the car. The front was better, and it did feel a little bit more forceful. And arguably the front probably, if it all rode a bit like the front in terms of, like, I don't know what to call it, it just bangs. It bangs a lot at the back. It's so uncomfortable. It's unbelievable. So yeah, sadly, Megaphobia was probably the main reason why we came with Speed as a backup, and yet Speed's turned out to be massive and a real highlight for us. Megaphobia, overrated, and quite honestly, it's not something I would go out my way to ride again. I'm sorry to say. Generally, the park's been brilliant today. We've had a really good day. The rides have all, you know, been running well. It's not been too busy, which might be a bit of a shame for them at the end of July, but Wales are still in a lockdown situation in terms of restrictions and things, so people might not come out until that's been lifted in August. Food was really expensive. For 3 portions of chips and 3 drinks, I paid $17.95, which seemed a little bit pricey. In addition as well, you know, the staff, 80% of them clearly don't want to work here, to be honest with you. There's a lot of moaning between them. There's a lot of, I'm doing a 7-hour shift, I've worked 5 or 6 days. You know, they're not certainly bringing the joy out. There are some that are okay, don't get me wrong, but they're not bringing the joy out. And I think, you know, when you look at the ratings the park gets, I think it was voted Britain's worst theme park and various other things. I think that is harsh. I think there is plenty here to do and plenty here to keep you occupied, to be honest with you. And I think the park actually looks really nice. But it's always going to be the staff that let those reviews down, and I can understand why people say it. I really can. Overall though, it is a thumbs up from us. I would definitely recommend you, if you haven't been to Oakwood, to take a trip to Oakwood. Preferably when some of the more big rides are open. By all means, if Bounce and particularly Drench to get open, 100% would be, you know, my call for you to come down and do it then. But there's been enough here for us to do, and the weather's been great. We've had a fantastic day. We really have had a fantastic day. Cody, best ride? All day? Speed all day? Worst ride all day?
Not a worst.
No worst? That's good. Best ride, Kurt?
Speed.
Worst ride?
Don't know, really. That last ride on Megaphobia.
It did hurt you, didn't it?
Yeah, it crunched my back twice and I got a banging head.
Yeah, it did. Best ride for me is Speed, and again, I don't have a bad ride. I don't have a bad ride at all. I you know, genuinely really impressed with the park. I'd like to see slightly happier staff that are a little bit more engaging. and undoubtedly I'd like to see all the rides open. The DJ was most engaged. I don't know if he's employed by them. But no, fantastic day. We genuinely had a fantastic day. You know, I would never go onto TripAdvisor now and say, you know, give them a poor rating based on this day, but I can understand why people might do it, and that's something for them to work on. But we've had a great day. It really has been nice to get to Oakwood, nice to get some new coaster creds. There's been 4 coaster creds today, which is fantastic as well. And yeah, finally get on some of these big rides. But from Oakwood, my name's Adam, this has been UK Theme Parks. We will have to come back to ride Drench, there's no doubt about it. I think it's the only one in the world now. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.